It's The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle, two veteran broadcasters who love to hear themselves talk and are somehow able to tolerate each other. Let's see if you can tolerate them as well. Here's Rob and Bob.
Hello, everyone. And I mean you, especially you. And yes, I'm talking to you. I'm Bob Doyle. Hey, now, don't.
That's a high.
Well, I don't know why you need to.
But
I just don't. But why can't you just let me go with it? I mean, just let me just. No, I forget it now. It's.
Knock yourself out.
No. Maybe next week.
No,
I'm
really,
Bob. No. It's okay. But just go on. I'm Bob Doyle.
Yeah.
And here in Las Vegas, Nevada, even though this.
Yeah, it says no. It doesn't say them.
It doesn't.
We don't have them. No. Bob's in Las Vegas, which means it's 6 o'clock by him. And
it's 9 o'clock on a Saturday.
And it's that right there with me here in Atlanta, just in case you missed it the first time. Yeah.
No, they didn't miss it. They remembered it.
Amy's here. Good.
Okay,
Amy's
all right.
here.
So apparently we're
balanced.
All right. So
I'm sorry. Well, it's
So
the Lounge Show, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Bob Doyle, Rob Scott, Vegas, Atlanta, and please go, Mr. Doyle.
And this is where we talk about all the things that are relevant to your life each and every week. Without this show, you wouldn't know what to do Sunday through Friday.
Go ahead. Okay.
Now, you might know what to do on Thursday if you're planning ahead for the show, because
Right.
then it's like, it's Thursday, I got to plan for the show. And I have another question. Hold on. So here's another, I know I'm rambling, but
I don't recall you asking the first question, but go ahead.
You're right. All right. So look.
Oh, that's nice. Look what you did there.
I was just noticing this because I don't have my regular camera this week because something's wrong. It's not talking to the computer, so I'm having to use my my webcam. And I just happened to look at the preview because, of course, I'm in front of a green screen. I don't know.
Well, they do now.
But because I'm wearing a black shirt.
Go back to that. I like the whole PBS look about it. It looks like you're ready to give us some hard hitting news or something that you discovered. And then we go to Bob Doyle. Bob? Yeah.
If we need to crop it in, right? We just need to crop it.
I don't know. I like the microphone there. I think it matches the Under Armour logo, and so it's almost like somebody designed the set. It's got some good for you. Well, okay, whatever. So why are you? But so this is a preset on your cheapy camera.
I have to. I pop out the background, and there's nothing there, so it's black. And I just happen to see it sitting over there. Let's see who's joined us now, ladies and gentlemen. It's the same person.
Well, there's something to be said for consistency.
That's right.
So, yeah, and you know what? I've got nothing this week. I was on my way up to do the show. And I have a couple of things scribbled. I wanted to talk about a couple of little things. I'll just kill time. Nothing. Zero.
That's fine, Rob. I'm telling you, Tracy and I did the show on Wednesday. We do the Bob Doyle show. I don't even know why I call it a show. It's nothing these days except us talking like this. It's me and Tracy sitting next to each other.
A lot better than me.
But normally we have Oh yeah. There's no comparison.
No, there isn't.
But normally we've got a few things, something, and sometimes we'll actually have a plan. But this week we had nothing except, hey, look, we've got a new cat. And somehow I think in the back of our heads we both thought, well, that'll sustain 30 minutes. No, like 5 minutes. We've done the cat, and now I'm literally sweating. Like I'm getting flop sweat because I'm going, we still have 25 more minutes, and we have nothing. Yes, have nothing. It was hard. Huh?
All right. The woman probably called in. They had hair dryers on you and everything, just like.
Oh yes. It was. I even said by the I am sweating. I was so glad to get done with it.
But here's what's kind of neat about that. You still managed to do your 30 minutes, right? I mean,
we bailed 4 minutes early.
Oh, okay.
We just could not squeak out another 4, and it was mutual. It wasn't just me. We both felt it soon. And we're like, okay.
Well, that could be today, boys and girls.
No. I've got a couple of things. In fact, I've got one thing that I have had ready like 4 shows now, and then we just get on a roll about something, and it's a tech thing, and I'll show you that in a second.
That's shocking that you're going to talk tech. Your tech talk.
But that's right. That's basically what this show is. But I thought I'd give you a little quick update on the cat. I'm not going to show pictures and that.
I was going to ask about the cat now that you brought the cat up, which is really cool.
So those of you watching the show last week or who want to go rush and do it real quick and then come back to this, whatever. We got a cat last week. Yes, yes, it does have a name now. But
I would assume. I'm just saying if you were with us last week,
yes.
Bob got a cat.
Well, it doesn't.
Bob live on the show. It's a cute little kitten. And we all got to see that live. That's the beauty of broadcasting photos live.
It's kind of like watching childbirth.
Except it was not near as messy. It was a cute little kitten. There was no messiness involved, and it didn't cost near as much as the hospital would send you a bill if you actually birthed a human baby. Anyway, the point is, we went with a couple of names just for fun, and now we're up to speed. Now here we are this Saturday. See, I'm just setting the table.
Yes, it's Lucy. They landed on Lucy. It was Katarina for a while, which I thought was fun because then I could just call it Cat. But the fact of the matter is, Rob, it doesn't matter what the name is. I'm going to say Kitty.
The fact of the matter is, Rob.
I just say Kitty. It's like just like I call Harper Puppy. It's just like, hey, Kitty, come here, Kitty, Kitty. Where's the kitty? I don't know. Kitty, hey, Kitty, whatever. I'm going to say Kitty. I'm not going to say Lucy, most likely.
Okay.
So it doesn't really matter. So she'll know Kitty and whatever else they call her. But yeah, they landed on Lucy, which is just fine with me. We played with tons of stuff like Meadow, Mia. There was a long list. And
I don't know Meadow works for me, so I'm glad you went with Lucy.
I actually liked Meadow.
My vote mattered. My vote doesn't.
No, it didn't. You'll notice we didn't contact you. I actually was on Team Meadow. I liked it, but I'm fine with Lucy too. I think, but I would have been Mr. Krabs if I'd been in charge, or Mr. Krabs, or Smudge, or like we said, Shmoo. That's Smudge. That's how I'd do it, but. They wanted a real person's name. But all that to say is that she met Harper, the dog, and
Harper the dog,
and they were okay last weekend, and then this weekend it was like we'll see, and they're great. They lay down together, they play. It's awesome.
I thought you were going to tell me there was some problems.
No, it's perfect. It's
nice
perfect.
That is not a thing.
Yeah, and she's just, she's really tiny, but she's 3 months old. She was the runt of the litter, and so she's always going to look small. So she looks like she's weeks old, but she's already got the litter box down and all that stuff. I mean, she's a 3-month-old cat. We also found out that she had her surgery the day before we got her.
Okay.
Yeah. But they didn't tell us that. We were just like, wow, that scar looks, it's just like, and we're just like, we probably would have been so much more careful.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember when I got a vasectomy, you don't jump rope afterward.
No. Why'd you have to bring that up?
Because you're talking about scars and things that have been manipulated with it. It's similar equipment that you're talking about, the manipulation too, right? Isn't that the equipment?
Yeah.
Okay. So to answer your question, that's why I brought it up.
All right.
There's a correlation there.
Fair enough.
Except you didn't put a bag of frozen peas on the groin of the cat, which is what I did after my vasectomy. I got a bag of frozen peas, and I put it on my groin and watched football.
Now, I want everybody to keep this in mind for the trivia part of the game about all things Rob's vasectomy. This is the episode where you get all the facts.
Well, no, it's not all things Rob's vasectomy. That's it.
Some things. A couple of things Rob's vasectomy.
It's a one-act play.
If we titled our show retroactively, that's what I would call it. A couple. Crap, and I lost it already. Whatever I just said before I said that sentence would have been the subject.
All right. Well, anyway, the point is, if we do trivia, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But if we do trivia, that may be a question about the vasectomy. And why would you play? Because you want your name in the hopper, so that you too may be eligible for the Lounge Around the House game, which comes beautifully cased in a burnt orange corduroy. Yes. Case.
I love that level of enthusiasm.
You heard this before. Okay, fine. It's propaganda. That's what it is, propaganda. So, anything this week? Nothing. Well, the cat. The cat named Lucy.
The cat.
Obviously, that took most of your energy and time.
And I'm also, I think I told you, I don't know if I mentioned it on the show or off afterward or whatever, but I'm pursuing branding for my voiceover career, right? So
you had told me something of...
I can't remember if we talked about it on the show, but it's just taking that whole career to another level and getting competitive and all that. And it is I'm at the part of, right now they've got all my information. We did all these interviews, and they're going to create a brand based on all of that. We're going to see if The Secret can get in there, whatever. We're going to try and leverage it all. Okay. And while they're doing that, I have to create a business plan, and it's basically they guide you through it with a bunch of questions. And this part, aside from the basic challenges of finances and stuff related to a voiceover business, because I've never done it that way before, and just things I don't know about that world, a lot of it is very personally confronting too for me, because I'm realizing, I've been in the voiceover industry on Fiverr. But the real voiceover industry out there is where you're out there and you're networking and you know these people and these are the agencies you want to work with and all that stuff. And I don't know any of that. I don't know who the players are. I don't know who the agencies are. And these are things I need to know. Like, I need to know, who am I going for? Who's my competition, which I've never thought about it that way. So it's
like you're marketing, Bob, and you're trying to figure out your demographic. That's basically what it is.
Well, that part, like the target, I can go on my history and understand, what my strengths are and what I like to do. But my competition, anything related to the industry, is like, I have no freaking clue. So that's an interesting journey. And I've been upfront with them about that. I said, I've been in this bubble. So a lot of this is challenging. But that's the thing about having the coach, is she works with you on that. Anyway, that was the thing. But I have a piece, aside from all that, I have a piece of media for you.
Okay.
And
I was
everyone.
just going to wonder well, will you show us when the branding kind
of course. I will be showing the world. I mean, that's the whole idea.
Well,
to be a lot more. Yeah. I don't really do much out there with it, like very intentional with a brand. And I think it will actually, unless they just say, look, don't ever do Fiverr again, I think it'll help my Fiverr presence too, just to have the branding. And it's all about standing out. And I'm just as generic as you can get. So it's like, this is very, like, I can't wait to see what they do. Like, what are they going to do to me? But I've seen their work, and I've seen what they do with people like me, and I'm going, it looks amazing.
Those who need special attention.
Yeah, people like me who need special attention.
Keep calling the 367-9478, but they're all busy. Try the other number. I did try the other number. Try it again.
I just love that. That's just such a fun piece of audio. We haven't talked about Jim Sly in a while, although I see that you still manipulate every Facebook post demand.
If there's a face,
then it's done. Jim Sly.
I did. I called you. Hello. I'm trying to reach Rob Scott. Is anybody there?
I just, you can't go wrong with Jim Sly.
No, and I'm trying to remember. That's his logo. That's his slogan.
His logo.
The slogan logo. His slogan. That's got to be something.
It is. It's a candy bar.
Slogo.
Yeah, slogo.
I don't.
How many licks does it take to get to the stick of a slogo? It's slow going, but you'll get
6,000 for it.
2. So, but you said, but that is nothing. What I really have is, and what.
Well, I got two things. One is a tech thing, which I'll do after this piece of media. But this will be of immediate interest, certainly to our current audience.
Yeah.
Our current live audience, but also to you. And so, a little backstory on this.
Okay.
Tracy has this whole other life that she and I barely talk about. I don't think she's ever brought it up with you, and it's not her restaurant or catering. But for a while there, she was pursuing theater and acting and that kind of stuff. And so she was an extra in some things. And one of the things she was an extra in was a TV show called Cupid with Jeremy Piven back in 1998. And we got to talking about this for a variety of reasons.
98?
And then 98, yeah.
Was she like 10?
No. So we get to talking about this, and then we're like, I wonder if we can find that. She goes, it was a Halloween episode. So we get a search. So
she wasn't a regular. She was just an extra.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And, it's like, it's the Halloween episode. We go here, we go there, and then she finds it somewhere. So real super quick, right before the show, I just screen grabbed from my phone one of the sections that she's in. So let me give you the setup. Okay. So apparently Jeremy Piven maybe is Cupid. I don't know. and he's at this nightclub, and there's all this dancing and stuff, and he's with these 4 guys who are dressed like the Village People or something, and they're trying to meet girls or whatever, and he's telling them, you got to go out there. So he creates a contest so they get off of the wall and say, you got to go out there. The one who fails the most wins. The one who gets the most rejection wins this bottle of liquor, and the one who gets the least rejection buys the bottle of liquor, right?
Okay.
So that's the setup.
Guy who really stinks at picking up women gets a free bottle of booze, and the guy who's okay at picking up women.
Well, it's about the trying. It's about going out there and trying it.
Okay. I'm just trying
so
to
that's the setup. So all
right.
this leads to these 4 guys now going out into the crowd, and this is where we see Tracy. Of course, as with any extra, a brief moment, which we will watch repeatedly until we all get it. But let me just try to describe it so you'll know. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll play it first, and then you tell me if you see her, and then if
kind of
not,
Where's Waldo?
Right, that's right. All right, so here we go.
Okay. Got her.
All right. Where was she?
She was on the left-hand side and gets pushed out of the screen.
That's
right.
At the clip. And she gave him the, hey, you mother, what do you, hey, look, I would just had a lot of fun with that.
She had an attitude, and she had a little bit of a look.
Let's watch it again.
Yes, obviously. He walks over the cowboy, and she'll be to his left.
There she is. Yep. I'm looping it now.
There she is. She's talking. She's chatting.
Yeah, that's right. She's got that look on her face, and then
hey there, beautiful. Now, is that to her? That's got to be to her, not to the brunette. Yeah, that's got to be to Tracy.
Nah, he wouldn't have said that and pushed her out of the way. He just, I don't know what happened next.
What he's doing.
Yeah, he's an idiot. He's an idiot. Total idiot. Well, anyway, I just thought that was very interesting.
Cool. Now, every time it airs, does she get a few pennies in the mailbox? She gets that result.
That's how we afford this house.
That's how. How do you think we keep the pool clean? There you go.
Oh, sorry. That's where we were supposed to put the laugh track when we were both sipping.
Sipping whatever. What are you drinking? Water?
That is, in fact, what I am drinking.
So speaking of drinking, I got a text about a half hour before we went on tonight, and it was from Vito. Garlic sauce Vito. We've had him on the show, and Vito was inviting me to some gathering at his house in a few weeks, which I'm dying to go to. I'm very flattered he remembered to even, hey, come on. And he said, we're going to do this. We're going to have it catered. I forget what it's for. It's all kinds of fun family hoo-ha, and I've been invited, which would be great. I haven't seen him in a while. So he said, well, we're going to cater it from the so-and-so's going to bring food, and then my daughter is going to be tending bar. It's an open bar. And then almost you can hear him fumbling, with it's a text, but open bar. Oh, guys, and for you, of course, I mean all the Coke you want. And then he comes back with the second text and goes, "That didn't come out right, did it?" Which is just great, And I want to text him back and go, "I'm sober. That doesn't mean I won't do 50 lines if you." Right. I thought that would be a funny
And I'm going to hold you to this. You said all I want.
All the Coke I want. So that raise you just got, or whatever you guys are doing out there, I want to know how that is accomplished. Yay, you. Whatever you're doing to pull in that kind of scratch. But I thought that was... Scratch. I thought that was kind of funny that he said that and then kind of LOL'd, like the LOL.
Yeah. Yes. Well.
By the way, Geico has a new spot out that makes fun of the acronym world we live in, and it's very funny. So I know you don't watch commercial television, which means you probably would never, but they're very current, they're very hip. Whoever writes their commercials, in my opinion, does a very good job, and it's all about, we don't need any more acronyms. What we need is 15% of our current, But it's funny, the scenarios that they go, like they sing in The Office, HBD to you, they're not even saying.
Oh, got it, yes.
And just ridiculous example, one after another. And yes, but anyway, Vito put LOL in there after he realized that he really didn't have all the Coke I would want in that scenario. I think that's basically what that's about. So, but yes, I just thought since he's been on the show, I could tell that little tale, And also, by the way, I remember last week, and I didn't bring this up, but I remember last week on the marketing, the advertising for the show, you referred to me, I believe, as Eric. So, but I didn't see this week's promo for the Lounge Show. You usually push a promo online or somewhere in the middle of Saturday.
I did.
Oh, today. Did you make fun of me again? Did you tell me?
First of all, what makes you think it just said the Lounge Show with Eric?
Yeah.
It didn't say Bob and Eric, did it?
No, it did not.
So this idea that it was you, I called you Eric. If
Well, you
not,
did the marketing department.
the marketing department, the MD. Yeah,
right, the MD.
yeah. I don't know. You feel today it was Shari and Lampchop.
Okay. Boy,
So-
wow. Shari and Lampchop. The woman made a living literally with a sock puppet. It was literally a sock puppet.
Even the Hollywood squares.
Yeah, they were on the Hollywood Squares.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy, I think, were on the Hollywood Squares at one time.
I would imagine. Yeah, that seems familiar. So that's
Speaking of
interesting.
Edgar Bergen, I saw Hulu has, and I know you laugh at some of the stuff. I'll play some of the drops, but Hulu has Boston Legal, and I stumbled, and I've just picked up on an episode or two, and it's just wonderful to watch. And Candice Bergen is in that show.
The following program. I don't have Hulu.
Hulu's pretty good. I must admit, I'm not getting any money. They don't pay me to endorse their product.
This is kind of how we feel about HBO Max, but of course I don't know anything else. But it's got so much on there, which I'm never going to watch. I was telling Tracy I could lose my life if I said, all right, fine, I'm going to watch everything I'm curious about.
Oh, no. Yeah, you can't go down that rabbit hole. You'll never get out.
Yeah.
I mean, and here's what's funny. People at work, how about this? And I believe them that it's good. I do. I believe them that it would be worth my time. There are not enough hours in the way I structure my week to watch that much anything on television or in front or on YouTube or anything in front of the computer. I can't consume that much. There's so many options now. When we were kids, there were 3 channels.
I know. Well, I never, like you were after me to watch Lost, and I have my friend Steve also is like, you gotta watch it, and I'm never going to.
No, you're not, and I don't blame you.
It's never.
Although you know what dawned on me about Lost is that when I got into Lost, that's right after I got divorced, and that was a place I went. Like in evenings, I was new life, living in a different place, living in my upside down world, and then that was my escape. I escaped into the show Lost, and when I was fired a couple of years ago, I escaped into Outlander, and for whatever reason, that show was the best show. But I really think you need almost like a security blanket when you're in a really bad place. You binge a show.
So you know what? I totally get it because I've had those moments in my life of great transition, and I've had shows that kind of kept me company during. Mr. Show was one of those. Arrested Development was one of those.
Yes,
and various other things. And now when I watch those, it's this odd vibe, right? It's this odd vibe associated with a very specific time of high emotion and high all of that stuff. So
right,
I'm with you.
And and then I would try to tell other people, go, yeah, it's good, and I'm going, no, you're missing it. It's this unbelievable, get in and rip your soul out, great show. It really wasn't. It was a security blanket that I needed for that time in my life, whatever that time may have been. Now I will tell you this: I'm also watching just 2 episodes. There's 80 seasons or Breaking Bad.
Oh man, I watched the first episode and said, "No, I can't do it." Because I knew enough about, kind of the direction. I'm like, that's just way not why I watch TV.
No, and I get that, and I'll do it 1 episode per, and that's it. I'm not going to binge it or anything. Everyone goes, you could so easily binge it. I can appreciate that, but it's really well done. You have to admit it's well written, and Bryan Cranston is very good, and so I'm going to see if I can't get hooked on that for a while. But
I'm sure you will.
Yeah, there's just too many things.
And then I'll be curious if you get interested in Better Call Saul, the spinoff. If you
Which
like
is,
that
I
character.
guess, a prequel. I guess it's a prequel.
Well,
Better Call Saul is a prequel.
Yes. So, all right. Well, we're going to run out of time again, and I'm not going to be able to show this. But since that is what I teased in the description, I'm going to finally do this. So let me just.
Yeah.
Even though it's not really an app.
I love this intro. Love it.
All right. So, good. This is exactly how I wanted it, because with you down there instead of me, because I'm going to be having to look to my left this whole time. So this is a program.
This another virtual thing?
Yeah. Well, this is artificial intelligence generated art, and I believe this will blow your mind if you've never seen anything like this before. So just basically a layout of the land here. We have this area over here where I can draw simple shapes. This area over here where more complex shapes will be rendered based on what I draw over here. And this over here is kind of like the colors of my paintbrush. And if I click this, it paints the sky. If I click this, it paints clouds. If I paint this, it's the hill. If I paint this, it's mountains, and so on. So let me demonstrate. So right over here,
materials over there, I think.
Yes, materials. So over here is basically this is filled with the sky texture, which is why you see a sky over here on the right. And each of these has variations. Like I can scroll through here and say, okay, this is the basic sky I want, or whatever. So this is, let's say this is my starting point. So now I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click the clouds. And over here, I'm just going to, I got the paintbrush to just draw this simple little shape here. And over there, it renders a cloud.
Oh, and you know, I read a thing the other day, by the way, that a cloud like that, they weigh like 50 million pounds. Just those little wispy ones we see every day. I like, did you know? It was one of those kind of things.
That's that's good trivia. I did not know that.
Yeah, right, so I found this place called didyouknow.com or whatever. So look, and you gave me clouds, so I got to use my knowledge this week. That's pretty cool. So anyway, continue. I'm watching. I'm with you. I'm with you on the clouds. Okay,
so I'm going to choose now. I'm going to choose this one over here, which is the sea, and I'm going to choose a different tool here. I'm going to choose a line tool, which helps me just easily draw straight across there.
You want. There's a line tool.
I love how we tie it all together.
That's what we do here. Look at that. Now, you know what? You're like that Bob guy. What's it? Not Bob Doyle, but
Bob
who's
Ross.
the Bob guy? Yes, this is a Bob Ross-esque kind of thing you're doing here.
So now that was just a straight line. I'm going to fill that whole area with the sea, and now we have that.
Look at now, it's Joe versus the volcano. Almost.
Now again, I can switch. I can go through variations here of this same style, and it will
Lake Geneva, the ocean, sure,
do whatever. So now let's. So now I'm going to choose.
Caribbean.
Now I'm going to choose.
I'm just narrating. I hope you don't mind that I'm narrating a little. This is fun. I like the narration part.
Yes, please do. So now
the instructional. Go ahead, please. So another line tool. Which so this is all the Coke you want.
No, this is actually just the paintbrush, and I'm painting sand, and then boom. Now we've got a shore.
Now, can you undo quickly what you just did?
Yes, I can. One moment.
Okay, I want to see if something happened here. Hold on. See, now you did the but what I find interesting is not only did it give you sand, can you go back? Yes, you can go forward. Not only did it give you sand, but it gave you the little bit of beach.
The surf,
I'm sorry,
right.
The wave, the surf. That's the word I'm looking for. The surf was automatically inserted once we gave it some sand.
Now I'm going to take your picture off for a second so I can show you. Now I don't have to draw on this side. I can actually draw right on the image itself. And so I'm already drawing sand.
You could use this to create logos, right? You could use this to create, I don't know, all kinds of artistic stuff that you could use in a marketing application.
I guess so, Rob, but I'm not thinking. Yes, that's true. AI generated. So
yeah, so I mean, you can't. You don't have to get it from Getty's Images or some BS. You could Bob could create
right if you just want a background scene.
Yeah.
So now I'm just drawing. Let's see, that's a
little
bush
here.
I love
want. You are Bob Ross.
I actually want a rock, but I can't see very well from across the room. So I can put rocks out in the water, and you'll see that it adjusts.
Yeah, it makes the waves then adapt to the landscape.
Right. Now I can also add a whole other, over here are layers. So I can add a layer. I'm going to move this layer actually on top of this one. And then on this behind layer, I'm going to choose mountains and just draw a crude little, kindergarten mountain here.
Kindergarten mountain. Which is where my parents used to take us on family vacations.
I loved my time at Kindergarten Mountain.
Kindergarten Mountain was awesome, man.
So see, I can just draw this in real time here, and then adjust.
With Sam Wonka, Willie's brother, he had Kindergarten Mountain.
I can't see what I'm choosing over here.
Yeah, that's fun. This is fun. This is Bob's just, and they almost look identical. The left side, the right side, if you squint, they look identical.
So I'm going to clear this one, and I'm going to choose a different, I'm going to choose, and I'm going to just fill this with mountain. I'm not going to do anything. I'll just fill it with mountain, and it creates this whole valley. All right?
Yes.
So now I can go choose river and just start drawing a river, right?
Okay, look at that. It's like one of those cruises that go through Europe. This is the shot they'd give us. One of those river cruises.
Let's see. I don't know what this is. Fog. Just drawing fog like that.
We're in Ireland now or whatever, sure.
And then this is a stone wall or...
Jackson?
Yes. This is the famous stone wall named Jackson. You have to climb over the wall now to get to the river. and through
the
the
foggy
woods to
river.
grandmother's house we go. Anyway, that was it. I just wanted to kind of show you what they're doing out there. It's pretty incredible. It goes many layers deep. That was a very brief overview because we're up against the end of the show. But
I like here, and because we've got about a minute or two, right?
Yes.
So since you did media, which I love that, by the way, I love when you do the intro too to Bob doing Apptacular. It's so cool. So anyway, it's a little ways off, 4th of July. But I stumbled across an old 4th of July promo, and I just thought I'd play it for you because it features one of our P1s. It features Samantha, my daughter.
Oh, yes.
She was very, 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 very young. I know you've heard this before, but it's going down memory lane here. And so I went up to her. I don't know the age, 6, 7, maybe years old. And I just put a recorder in front of her, and I said, why do we have fireworks on the 4th of July? And I was smart enough to keep my mouth shut afterward. Don't say anything. Just keep the mic there and because my daughter very chatty. She's like her dad. She loves to tell stories, tell tales. Anyway, I got the audio from her, and I let my friend Dave Savage hear it. And he goes, oh, can you send that to me, please? And
well, we probably have fireworks on the 4th of July because, it started really when that guy, what was his name? It really started.
We don't know why there are fireworks on the 4th of July either, but it wouldn't be the 4th without them. Join 94.9 Light FM and CDS 46 for the AirTran Airways 4th of July at Lenox Square.
We don't need the sales pitch. But yes, did he time that with the music? And she just does at the end. She's so distraught. She had an answer, that guy, and then she just, what was his name? And I just love that. And he put that together. I just found that fascinating.
And with those words, Rob Scott and Bob Doyle brought the Lounge Show to another inauspicious close. Join us next week, won't you? 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern for another edition of The Lounge Show.
You've been watching The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and tell your friends and family to do the same. After all, we'd do it for you if you had a show. Probably.